Hey guys, welcome to 6th grade, chapter 1, lesson 4. It's on your greatest common factor. When you hear factor, so last one was on multiples, this one's on factor. Multiples is when you're multiplying that number. Factors is what makes up that factor, or what makes up that number. So think of like a factory, it makes things. So we need to know what makes the number, okay? So for number 2, because number 1's already done for you, so for number 2, we're going to make 36. So we know that 1 times 36 makes 36, okay? We know that 2 times 18 makes 36. We know that 3 times 12 makes 36. 4 times 9, and 6 times 6, same number, we don't need to write it twice, okay? So these are our numbers that make up 36, okay? Now we need to make 90, okay? So we know 1 and 90, obviously, okay? 2 and 45, okay? 3 and 30, not 4, 5, oh, let's see, 5 times 18, okay, 6 going to 90, let's see, 1, let's see, let's do this. Sometimes you just gotta, okay, 1, 6, oh, yep, it'll go in 15 times, okay, so 6 times 15, and 9 times 10, okay? So we need to find out what our greatest one is that those two have in common, okay? So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to cross out the ones that they don't have in common, okay? So both of them have 1, 2, 3, okay? This one has 4. This one doesn't have 4. This one has 5. That one doesn't have 5. They do have 6. Okay, how about if I underline all the ones they have in common? Let's do that. Okay, they both have 9. This one has 10, no 12 here. Okay, no 15 there. Oh, 18. Okay, no 30. Obviously no 45 or 90. Okay, so the greatest common factor, the biggest number they have in common, 18. Okay? Okay. Okay. Number 3 says 45 and 60. So we're going to do the same thing. Okay? 1 times 45. No 2. It's not an even number. 3 times 15. Not 4. 5. 5 times 9. No 6. 7, 8, and 9's there. So we're done. Okay? Sometimes you're just going to have that space. Okay? So now we're going to make 60. 1 and 60. 2 and 30. 4 times 15. And sometimes you're going to have to use a multiplication chart to do these. It's a little bit tough sometimes, okay? 5. And it's going to go in 12 times. 6 and 10. Okay? 7, 8, 9, not going to go in, okay? So the biggest number they have in common, obviously they both have 1. Okay? Doesn't have a 2. Doesn't have a 3. Nope, they do have a 5. No 4 though. Okay? No 6. No 10. No 12. There's 15. No 30. Okay, so it looks like 15 is going to be the biggest number they have in common. Okay? Once you guys get the hang of this, you're going to love it. Okay? So, all right, we are going to do I think that's 2 and 8, okay? So we have 2, we have 8, okay? So actually, instead of doing it there, I'm going to do it over here. Well, 2 is only going to have 1 and 2, okay? 8 is going to have 1 and 8, and 2 and 4, okay? So the biggest number and the only number they have in common is 2. Done, okay? Maybe they should have started with that one, huh? All right. 6 and 15. So, oh, again, I should have started at the other end. Okay. 6 and 15. Okay. And we know that 1 times each one of those. Okay. 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. That's going to be it. Okay. 15 is not an even number. 2 is not going to go in. 3 times 5. And I think that's it. Okay. So, biggest number they have in common, 3. Done. We'll throw stuff now. Okay. Okay. All right. You guys are going to do 6, 7, 8, and 9 because you totally can. Okay. We are going to go on to number 10. Just a little more tough. Okay. Okay. So, 10 says 20 plus 35. Okay. It wants us to use the greatest common factor to pull out a number that we can use the distributive property with, okay? So we know 1 and 20. We know 2 and 10. No 3, 4, and 5. That's going to be it for 20, okay? 1 and 35. That's a 2. Okay. Not an even number, no 2s. 3, nope. 4, 5, and 7. That's going to be it, okay? So, biggest number they have in common is going to be that 5. Yeah? Okay, so we need to know. So we're going to pull out that 5, okay? We're going to put parentheses here. There's a plus sign there, so whatever it is going to have a plus in the middle, okay? Now, in order to get 20, right here, we multiplied 5 by 4, okay? In order to get 35, we multiplied 5 by 1, 2. Nope, sorry, by 7. Miss Lee's bumped her head today, okay? So now if I were to have used, excuse me, if I were to have used the distributive factor, distributive property, I would get 20 plus 35. That's what they have, okay? So we're wanting you to pull out the greatest common factor so that you can use the distributive property on it, okay? We're going to do that again, okay? 18 and 27. This is going to be number 11. 18 and 20. Oh, what's the? It's plus. Okay. Okay. All right. So we need to know 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. And that's going to be it. Okay. 27 is going to be 1 and 27. No 2. It's an odd number. 3 and 9. And that's going to be it. Okay. So the biggest one they have in common, okay, is 9. Okay. So we're going to pull out the 9. And we're going to go with the plus sign in the middle because there's a plus sign there. Okay. 9 times what is 18? Well, we times it by 2. 9 times what is 27? Well, the 9 we times by 3. So now if we did the distributive property, we would get 9 times 2 is 18 plus, because that doesn't go anywhere, 9 times 3 is 27. We're good, okay? All right, let's do some more math, okay? Remember, you can always pause, rewind, go back, do whatever you need to do to make it happen, guys. Make sure you're showing your work. You don't get credit in math without showing work. Okay, all right. So we're going to skip number 12 together. You guys are going to do that on your own. We're going to go down to number 13, okay? So 13 says Jerome is making prizes for a game at the school fair. He has 2 bags of different pins, one with 15 and one with 20, okay? Every prize will have 1 kind of pin and will have the greatest number of pins possible. How many pins should be in each prize, okay? So, this is number 13, okay? So we need 15 and 20, which I'm actually going to put down here because silly Miss Leah did it again, okay? Obviously, we're going to times those by 1, okay? That's not an even number. 2 cannot go into it, but 3 times 5, and that is the only way you can make 15. 20 is an even number, so we can do 2 times 10, not 3, but we can do 4 times 5, okay? So the greatest number that they have in common is 5, okay? So your answer will be 5 pins, okay? All right, I'm going to come over here for number 14, okay? Okay. Number 14 says there are 24 6th graders and 40 7th graders. Mr. Chan wants to divide both grades into groups of equal size. What's the greatest possible number in each group? So we have 24 and 40. This time I'm going to be smart and put them down here to start with. Okay? So we know 1 times 24. We know 1 times 40. Okay? They're both even numbers. 2 times 12. 3 times 8, and 4 times 6. Okay, we should know those multiples, okay? 1 times 40, 2 times 20, no 3, 4 times 10, and 5 times 8. Okay, so I'm going to go backwards and see if I can manage that one. Obviously, we're not going to have 40 and 24. Boom. No 20, no 10, 8. 8's going to be our biggest one. So 8 students. Okay? Sometimes it's easier to go backwards. Okay? You guys can pause, go back, watch again, find a YouTube video. It's not me. Whatever you got to do. You're not hurting my feelings because I wouldn't know about it. See that? Okay. On the back of your paper, lesson check 1 and 2. You guys are going to do those. You totally can. Number 3, we are going to do spiral review. It is very important to remember what we have already learned so we do not lose those skills. Okay, so we're going to start with number 3 on the back under spiral review. It says there are 147 people attending a dinner party. Each table can seat 7 people. How many tables? So 1, 4, 7. There's 147 people total. There's 7 at a table. How many tables? Okay? So make sure that you're leaving spacing between your numbers so that you can line up your columns. It is important, I promise. No, it doesn't seem like it. It is. Okay? So 7 will not go into 1. I'm going to put a placeholder lining up those columns. 7 into 14 goes 2 times. 2 times 7 is 14. I subtract, I get 0. 0 is definitely less than 7. So I can bring down my other 7. 7 goes into 7 1 time. 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract. We are going to have 21 tables. Okay? All right. Make sure you're showing your work, guys. Okay. All right, number 4 under spiral review. Okay. Sammy has 3 pancakes. He cuts each one in half. How many pancakes are there? Okay, well, I'm just going to draw a picture for this one. How's that? 3 pancakes. He cuts each one in half. How many are there now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pancake halves. There you go. Okay. Doesn't always have to be numbers to show your work. Sometimes it's pictures. As long as you're getting there and you can show your work, you're good to go, okay? All right. Number 5. The Kramer Company has a profit of $8,046,890. Okay. And the Coil Company, so this one's the Kramer, this one's the Coil, has a profit of $8,700,340 last year. Which company had the greater profit? So you need to find the biggest number, right? The 8s are the same. We're treating it like ABC order. If they both have A's, you go to the next one, okay? So this one's a 0, that one's a 7. That means that the Coil Company had the greater profit, okay? If you line them up, it's a lot easier to do, okay? All right, guys, last one. Okay, there are 111 guests attending a party. There are 15 servers. Each server has the same number of guests to serve. Jess will serve any extra guests. How many guests will Jess be serving? So we need the remainder. Okay, so we know there's 111. And there's 15 servers aside from Jess. Okay, we need the remainder. Okay, 15 is not going to go into 1. 15 is not going to go into 11. I'm going to come over here because I don't know my multiple of 15 to get it to 111. So I'm going to start maybe with 5 and see where that gets me. Okay, so 15 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 15 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. That's not high enough. Let's try 7. 15 times 7. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 3 more is 11. That's too many, so I'm going to go back down 1. 15 times 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So this one, a 6, and that tells me it is 90. Subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 can't take away 9, so we're going to make that an 11 and make that a 0. 11 minus 9 is 21. Okay, so Jess will serve the remaining 21, well, guests, because that's how they put it. So guests, okay? Nope, I did that one wrong somehow. We're going to do it again. You ready? See, sometimes Miss Leah makes mistakes too. Ready? Okay. I must have done my math wrong. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay. We're going to do it again. You ready? $15 servers. Let me space that out a little bit better. 111 guests. Okay. Oh, because there's 15 servers and Jess. 16. Okay, so instead of all of our 15s work, We need to make those 16. All right. So now 16, let's go 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry the 3. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 3 is 80. That's not high enough. 16 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. All right, let's try one more just in case. 16 times 7. 7, 42. 11, that's 112. That's too many, okay? Okay. All right, so now, not going to go into 1, not going to go into 11, but it will go in 6 times, which is 96. All right. This is not making any sense to me. Your 15 zeros. All right, you ready? All right. 1 can't take away 6. Okay. 11 take away 6, 5. 15. Well, all right. 15. All right, guys. That is 1.4. Come back for 1.5.